time for an update, and I'm going to try to make this really short. I actually have a time. On my phone for some reason. So, to get straight to the point, as you can read from the title and see from behind me, I'm no longer selling LuLaRoe, and I'll get into the reasons why now. To sum it up, I was not reading my 2 goals. Goal number 1 was to stay at home with my children. I already own a graphic design business, which I work, and I needed something to supplement on top of that to achieve goal number 2, which was to pay off debt. I needed to be able to pay down some debt so that I wouldn't have to work as many hours or be as stressed with all of my business ventures. So when I started LuLaRoe, there was a lot of saying of part-time, full-time income, part-time work. That's kind of the mentality when I started. All these clothes will sell themselves. I knew that wasn't true. Obviously, I've been self-employed and owned my own business for a while, so I'm fully aware of how much work it takes to run, start, sustain a business, and all of that. I have a lot of entrepreneurs in my family. I watch them do the same thing. So I went into this with those 2 goals, and within the first couple months, the first goal of being at home with my children kind of got shot. So that was because online sales were not doing so well. Sales should have picked up. If anybody who's worked in sales knows, once kids go back to school, sales pick up, especially leading up until Christmas. So sales did not pick up in August and September as I anticipated, so I began doing more in-person events. For most of the time, I was doing at least 2 in-person events. I think it was 2 in-person. I guess I would kind of alternate. So I did both in-person and online. So it was 2 to 4 events a week. So whether that be online or in-person. The in-person, obviously, we're doing a lot better, so I focused more on in-person the closer it got to Christmas. Sales did really well. Of course, before Christmas time, people were buying Christmas gifts. We were having Christmas sales and all that. So I wanted to increase my sales even more. I was working all these hours. I'm like, something's got to give. So I made it my goal in January and February to work it as hard as possible. So I was working definitely more than 60 hours a week throughout that time, and I knew I needed to work it even harder, even more so, because it was going to be all online events, because we have rough winters here, and I didn't want to leave my husband without a 4-wheel drive vehicle on his commute to work, because that's just dangerous. So in January and February, to mid-February, I had booked 3 to 4 online pop-ups a week. And I was also, of course, having my online VIP sale throughout that entire time, and I would have random sales here and there to fill in gaps, like live sales and things like that. So I had booked up January and February prior to December. So at the end of November or beginning of December, I'd made sure to book up that January to mid-February. And then throughout January and February, I was working really hard to book and unable to, and that was very discouraging. So by working to book, I would email 100 people a week. So that was my goal, was to reach out to 100 people a week via email and Facebook Messenger, in person if I could, and invite them. So then mid-February, I became really concerned because I wasn't able to book more than 2 events a month. So I thought, okay, I'm going to continue to work this harder. Unfortunately, I was unable to achieve some of my goals. I had paid off my credit cards when we did our taxes. I was able to do that with tax money I had that I did not need from my other business venture, along with some of the extra tax money from this LuLaRoe venture. So I was able to pay off the credit cards at that point, but then by April 1st, my credit cards were back up to $5,000 to $6,000. Yeah. So that was another red flag. I voiced my concerns to my mom, and she told me she wanted me to calculate the hours I'd been working, versus my take home would have been if I hadn't been reinvesting it into the business. So I did that. And what I discovered was I was averaging $3,000 a month. Half of that is restock, so $1,500 a month. You withhold 30% of that, and you for your income taxes at the end of the year. So then that leaves you with $1,050. My mom brought out a good point. If you work a minimum wage job, $7.25 an hour, 40 hours a week, you're going to take home a little over $800 a month. I was also not factoring in business expenses. So then I calculated those. Shipping, you drastically lose out on shipping because you do things such as free shipping over a certain amount of purchase, free shipping, sales just randomly. You lose out on shipping usually across the board for every order almost, unless it's a small order, something very light, a small size. So I was losing out on $350 a month in shipping, $30 for subscription fees for inventory management, posting software, and to get the commercial shipping through stamps.com. Then there was also gas to and from events when I would do in-person events. So I was losing around $350 to $450 a month in business expenses. It got to where my sales weren't enough to cover my business expenses. So all of those expenses were racking up on my credit card. So, I say so a lot, don't I? So anyway, I decided that I may want to get out at that point. So where I had reinvested everything into my inventory, I was able to sell off all of my inventory to other consultants, and I had a going out of business sale. I did not discount to wholesale during that going out of business sale because I still have to pay sales tax on those purchases, and I did not want to come out negative. So I did offer a discount on each item, just a flat discount across the board on each item. For that, if you would like to find out more about that, you can message me or email me. But anyway, I was able to sell around 200 items or something like that of my inventory of that. All the rest of it went to other consultants. Some of the remaining I was able to sell off here and there to other people. So again, I essentially broke even at this point. I had a little bit of a profit, but not much. So again, if you're thinking about going into this business, I would definitely suggest you really consider all of the factors. You must work this business 40 to 60 hours a week. It's a non-stop. So your phone, for the 10 months that I did it, every 10 minutes, my phone was chiming for something. You have customers emailing you constantly. You have your potential customers, hostesses prep. You have, when you order inventory, your inventory is coming in, you are photographing it, you are uploading it. If you use the inventory management software, that saves you a lot of time. So if you're not using inventory management, you have even more work to do involved with constantly uploading your inventory here, there, and everywhere. It is a lot of work, and I hear a lot of consultants who have decided to write it out, just saying, well, these going out of businessers, they just don't get it, they don't get it, they don't understand how much work it is when you start. I understood from the get-go how much work it is. Again, I own my own business. I have many family members, entrepreneurs, own their own business. You do work more hours than you get paid, but when it came to this LuLaRoe business venture, after 10 months, it was apparent that it wasn't going to work out. Usually it takes 2 years to kind of determine that when you start a business, but within this 10 months, it became apparent it wasn't going to work out when I wasn't able to even make enough to cover my business overhead, much less pay off debt, and was actually accumulating more debt. So I hope this answers any questions that you might have. And I hope you find this video helpful. This was definitely a learning experience. If it wasn't for me learning so much about myself and about other people, I probably would have serious regrets about this, but at this point I do not. So thanks for watching.